In a previous module, you saw how to use the top n operator to return the top number of items from your data set. What if you had a nesting situation, though, where you want to return, say, the top 3 items, and then for each one of those items, you wanted the top 3 items? Here's an example that might make it a little clearer. I have my performance table, and what I want to do is grab my top 3 object names based upon their count. I'm going to take that count and place it into a column called object count. Now for each one of those top 3 object names, I want to get the top 3 counter names. I'm going to do that based on count and place that value into the counter name count, and then we'll sort it. So you can see in the results set at the bottom, I have logical disk, and then for them, I have the counter name, disk transfers, disk writes, and logical disk. Now you're going to see logical disk again. That's because it's a different grouping of logical disk items. These have different counters associated with them. I can have as many items as I want to. If I come down here, you can see I've got 5 items, top nested 5, and I've added another level. In addition to object name and counter name, I also have the instance name. Here I've been using count, but top nested actually supports a whole bunch of different types of aggregations. Things like sum, count, max, min, and so forth. In this example, I'm still getting the top 5 at 3 different levels, but instead of using count, I am using the sum aggregation method. And here you can see we now have a columns for the sums of these values. What if you had a situation where you wanted to know, in addition to the top 3, what was my sum for other items? Top nested includes an addition called with others. After listing the top nested 3 of object name, you can see I've added with others equals, and then I've given it a text string, all other objects, that's just going to be used for the label. So when I execute this, you're going to see I'll have my top 3 items. Then, in addition, I will have another row that says all other objects and includes the totals for everything not in my top 3 list. And there we go. I've got my logical disks, but right above it, I have all other objects, which is going to include everything that is not in my top 3 list. I can include the with others at all of the different levels. Here, I've used with others at the object name level and at the counter name level. So you can see I have object name, all other objects, and then for it, I have all other counters. And then for the next row, I have logical disk, and then I have all other counters besides the disk transfers, disk writes, and logical disk bytes. Of course, I can also choose to just use this at the sub-level. I don't have to use it at the parent level. As I show in this example, I have all other counters, but I do not have anything at the object name level. So if you need to get top counts and they're in a nested hierarchy, top nested makes it very easy.